G'day, I'm Andrew. This is my story of how I got started as a CNC programmer, despite having C4-5 quadriplegia with no hand function. I started as a hobby CNC designer, then making large art pieces, and then helping a company build a fine dining restaurant in Brisbane West End called IPPIN. I started using the free personal educational version of AutoCAD CAD CAM software called Fusion 360, and also joined the free online Titans of CNC Academy. Now, Titans of CNC is one of the CNC industry leaders in machining aerospace parts and free education for CNC programming. They are leading the way in 5-axis milling and programming for free to the public, kids and adults. They gave me the skills from beginner to intermediate on how to use and operate CAD CAM software. Now from there, most people start learning on a desktop size CNC like a Stepcraft or Shakido CNC machine that all fit on your desktop. I was given an opportunity by a local business that purchased a 5.5 metre long Blue Elephant CNC router with a 4th axis lathe on the side. It took my brother-in-law and myself 20 minutes to put it in English and then set it up. I then used Vectric Aspire 9.5 to program and cut out all these art pieces. They're approximately 1 metre wide by 2 metres long and 50 millimetres thick. From there, I wanted to further my CNC skills. I started to call job advertisements for CNC programmers and cabinet makers and check the ads to see if they had a CNC machine. Now you can imagine the responses from when I call up and say, "G'day, I'm Andrew. I'm a quadriplegic. I have no hand function and I want a job as a CNC programmer." Now the typical response was, "Oh, I'll call you back." Then crickets. Yes, lots of crickets. I'd made over about 50 phone calls to all types of CNC companies, from 5th axis milling companies to just your general CNC router cabinet makers. And I found one company willing to give me an opportunity. This shop fit out company was in a similar situation and bought a Chinese-built CNC machine with an automatic tool changer. They said they're about to give up as it was brand new and collecting dust. I actually called them 2 days before Christmas Eve and explained who I was and what I've been doing. All they basically asked was if I could get there tomorrow, and I said I'll be there. I had an interview the next day in front of 3 guys who make high-end shop fit-outs and explained what I'd previously made large art pieces on a large CNC that I figured out how to set up from scratch and cut on a CNC router. They asked me if I could read floor plans. I replied no, I haven't done that before. I explained that it's only about drawing shapes and cutting them out, and if I had the measurements and dimensions, I could make almost anything. They gave me 2 weeks and for me to call them back. I spent the next 2 weeks watching painful broken English YouTube videos on how to set up an Omni CNC router with an automatic tool changer. I called back 2 weeks later and let them know that I'd figured it out. And on the first day I was there, I had the machine up and cutting using Vectric Aspire 9.5. The next day it took us about 7 hours to figure out the automatic tool changer, as it wasn't selecting the tools in the correct position and kept bumping them off every time I'd select a tool. It turns out that the correct positioning and safe Z heights were meant to be input into a different setting preference in another section of the settings menu in a digital display, which I haven't used before. After that, it was a lot of testing and trial and error, with the machine being 0.2 of a millimetre out of tolerance, which didn't make much difference when cutting large shapes or large cabinetry. However, trying to design tight tolerance parts made a lot of experimenting and trial and error. From there, I was thrown into the deep end to design and cut many custom pieces and cabinetry to make a fine dining restaurant in Brisbane's West End. It was a lot of long days and nights cutting expensive timber, all with little to no experience in cabinet making in shop fit-outs. I'll always be grateful for the experience and the opportunity to learn these skills. Even though it was a lot of pressure and a lot of responsibility, I find out it's the best way to learn, to be thrown in the deep end and under pressure. Do or die, would you say? Hey, thanks for watching. If you like and subscribe, I appreciate it. Bye now.